U.S. Lacrosse presents the 2017 Rule Interpretation DVD. Rule changes. This year's rulebook contains many highlighted items. While it may appear that many rule changes have occurred, the majority of the highlighted areas are clarifications and edits. Please take time to familiarize yourself with the new rulebook format. The change is intended to reduce duplication, the need for excessive cross-referencing, and to provide more clarity. This Rules DVD covers the major rule changes for 2017. Rule 1, Section 1, Scorers, Timers Table. The officials may choose to have the possession arrow indicator point in the direction the team is attacking, or be placed on the side of the table closest to the bench area of the team with possession. Rule 2, Section 4, Cross Inspection. Stick checks may be requested at any time in a game during a stoppage of the game clock. This shall include immediately following goals in regulation and overtime periods while players are still on the field. Rule 2, Section 5, Cross Failure. If the head of the cross becomes disconnected from the shaft due to a throwing or shooting motion or during a draw, the cross no longer meets specifications. If the ball has entered the goal shall not count. Play is restarted with an alternate possession unless it occurs during a draw. If it occurs during a draw, the draw will be retaken. Should the head of the stick fall off at any other time, the cross no longer meets specifications. However, since that player is not in possession of the ball, there is no change of possession or alternate possession. Timeout may be taken for a replacement, and the broken stick is taken to the scorer's table. Rule 2, Section 7, Personal Equipment, Eyewear. All players must properly wear eye protection. For the 2017 season, manufacturer certification to the F3077 ASTM standard will remain legal. Rule 2, Section 7, Personal Equipment, Headgear. Effective January 1, 2017, any field player choosing to wear headgear will only be allowed to wear headgear that has been tested by the manufacturer and meets the ASTM F3137 standard for women's lacrosse headgear. Although a headgear standard has been set, headgear remains optional. Players may choose to wear optional protective gear, such as gloves or headgear. Field players are required to wear a mouthpiece and eyewear only. Rule 3, Section 2, Head Coach's Responsibilities. Prior to the game, the coach shall verbally certify that all of the team's equipment, including crosses, eye protection, balls, goalkeeper's equipment, and any other protective gear is legal under these rules. Rule 5, Section 2, The Draw. On the whistle, all players below the restraining line may not cross the restraining line until one of the following criteria is met. 1. A player of either team has gained possession. 2. The ball goes out of bounds off of a player or her stick. 3. The ball crosses a restraining line. 4. A whistle stops play for a foul. If any of these events occur, the players are released from the restraining line. The draw is complete. Officials shall indicate that the restraining line has been released by signaling with a windmill action with their arm. If any player crosses a restraining line prior to the completion of the draw that causes a team to have more than the allowed 3 teammates between the restraining lines, it is a draw violation and the penalty for an illegal draw is administered. The free position is taken at the center. The official may move 2 players or take the 2 closest to the center. Timeout should be taken if necessary. Any violation of the restraining line prior to the completion of the draw is not a held whistle and should be called immediately. Draw possession. If a player causes the ball to go out of bounds prior to possession being established, this is a change of possession for a boundary ball. If the ball goes directly out of bounds on the draw shall be retaken. Rule 5, Section 4. Restarting play. Alternate possession. When restarting play in an alternate possession situation, the goalkeeper may clear back into the goal circle if she is above the goal line extended, unless she fouls the opponent or she is the closest to the incident that stopped the play. If the team awarded the alternate possession commits a subsequent foul before the free position has been administered, that team will lose possession and its right to call timeout. Rule 9, Section 1. Minor fouls. Players may not allow any part of their bodies to deliberately impede, accelerate, or change the direction of the ball, except that they may now kick it in a non-shooting attempt. A player may not kick the ball in a dangerous or uncontrolled manner without regard for the positioning of any field player. Rule 10, Section 1. Major fouls. Dangerous play. Dangerous play is defined as any action by a player that is rough, threatening, and/or without regard to player safety. Dangerous play may be carded. Rule 10, Section 1. Major fouls. Dangerous shot and illegal shot. Penalty administration. A dangerous shot, that is, shooting dangerously or without control at the goalkeeper, and an illegal shot, shooting from an indirect free position, are both considered fouls that occur outside the goal circle. These fouls will be penalized 8 meters away from the goal circle. Both of these fouls are major fouls. Rule 10, Section 1. Major fouls. Obstruction of free space to goal. Shooting space. The guidance looking to shoot has been taken out of the note regarding when obstruction to free space to goal should be called. Officials should continue to focus on whether or not a defender is in legal player positioning within a stick's length of the ball carrier or an opponent, and if the shooter has an opportunity to shoot. Player possession. Player possession is defined as when the ball is in the player's cross and she can perform any of the normal functions of control, such as cradle, carry, pass, or shoot. Appendix B. Manufacturer's specification. The secondary material used to attach the thongs to the scoop or ball stop shall be 0.3 to 1.0 centimeters in width, but do not have to be the same width as the thong. Point of emphasis: dangerous follow-through and dangerous propel. A player must not follow through with their cross in a dangerous or uncontrolled manner at any time. A dangerous follow-through should be called if the defender has already established their legal defensive position before the shot or pass. The lead official needs to follow the ball on a shot. Therefore, the trail official may be the one to best see this foul and make the call. This is a mandatory card. Dangerous propel. A player must not propel the ball with their cross by passing, flicking, batting, or shooting in a dangerous or uncontrolled manner at any time without regard for the positioning of any field player. Officials must not hesitate to penalize a player who passes or shoots a ball into players, whether teammates or opponents. Contact does not need to occur to call dangerous propelling. Consider the proximity of players, the force of the pass or shot, and the location of the ball as it creates potential danger to those players. Be aware that dangerous propelling and the obstruction of the free space to goal often occur simultaneously, and if so, they must both be penalized. Players must have regard for where they are shooting. All players, including goalkeepers, are subject to both dangerous follow-through and dangerous propelling rules, and a yellow card must be administered if there is a violation of either. Point of emphasis: illegal defensive positioning. While illegal defensive positioning is not a distinct foul, it is a term intended to improve the understanding of the fouls obstruction of free space to goal and 3 seconds. Defenders within the critical scoring area are responsible for their legal position in both the 8-meter arc and 12-meter fan, and must abide by the obstruction of free space and 3-second rules. Officials should be diligent in penalizing defenders who put themselves in or fail to remove themselves from the shooting lane when the attack has the opportunity to shoot safely if the free space to goal were clear. 3 seconds. Defenders who illegally occupy space within the 8-meter arc and violate the 3-second rule are occupying space they are not entitled to. In doing so, defenders unfairly take away cutting and passing lanes. This illegal position denies the attack the ability to legally execute their offense and may also eliminate opportunities to shoot safely. Obstruction of free space to goal. Penalizing illegal defensive positioning quickly and early keeps the game safe for all players and allows officials to better manage the risk of attackers shooting at unprotected players in the critical scoring area. Failure of an official to recognize or call illegal defensive positioning does not relieve an attack player the responsibility to pass or shoot safely. In this first clip, as the blue ball carrier beats the double team marking her on top of the arc, a white defender drops off her cutting attacker to stop the ball and is in the free space to goal. This should be called quickly. Officials need to see the players below the action on the ball prior to a possible move around the defender. Officials must be aware of and anticipate potential illegal positioning by the low defenders. This will help them to be ready to call this as soon as the ball carrier has the opportunity to shoot. The blue player that is closely marked beats her defender and has an opportunity to shoot. Because the low defender continues to approach while remaining in the free space to goal, this must be called. In this clip, the official needs to see the low red defender who has clearly left her attacker and moved more than a stick's length away. As soon as the blue ball carrier beats her player, the call must be made quickly. Point of emphasis: game management. Good officiating is more than calling fouls and setting up penalties. Each game is an opportunity for coaches and officials to model good sporting behavior. Rough and dangerous games do occur, and officials must also be prepared to manage these with the use of all tools to control a game, sacrificing flow and making the necessary calls to keep the game safe. In both of these examples, the defenders are repeatedly initiating stick-to-body contact. Although none of these fouls would be carded as a single incident, the fact that the same team and/or player continues to foul should result in the defense being carded for a repeated major foul. Thank you for watching, and good luck in your season.